Part 2 with Mrs. Bibb. Alright, so I'm going to use my grid that I made on my photograph, almost like Battleship. So right now I've got my finger kind of sliding along the outside edge of my face. And I'm just following along that grid. So the bottom of my chin is in that 5 column along block 7. So I want to make sure it matches on my drawing paper. And keep in mind, your drawing is going to be 25% larger than your photograph because the grid is larger. So you're not drawing the exact same size and you're not able to trace. You really have to use that grid. Think about, okay, it's got to get a little bigger. And notice I'm not drawing every individual hair on my head. This is just a simple contour drawing. So I'm drawing an outline to everything. An outline of my hair coming down. And just a little kind of jagged edge for the bottom part of my hair. Again, we're not drawing every individual hair with your pencil at this point. Zooming in, I really want you to pay careful attention to the shape of your eye. Your eyes are really going to make this look like you. Keep in mind your iris and your pupil are perfect circles. It's your eyelid that cuts them off. And just like with our hair, our eyebrow will be the same thing. You're just going to draw a really nice outline. You're not drawing every individual hair for your eyebrow at this point. Same thing with your eyelashes. Notice both of your eyes, all 4 corners, they all kind of fall along the same line. So if your head is tilted, like mine is a tiny bit, you just want to make sure that they all line up. And again, outlining the eyebrow, not drawing every individual hair. And with the nose, I'm only drawing the lines that I see. So notice I'm not drawing a line up from the outside edge to connect to my eyebrow. That's going to be done later with shading. So I'm starting to put in some lip details. And the trick with teeth is you're not going to draw every line in between. You're going to pretend like you're a dentist and just kind of trace along the gum line, along the top and the bottom. I don't need to draw every line in between each tooth. That makes it look kind of cartoony. And I'm putting some faint lines on my face to show where I'm going to have shadows later on. Again, no shading at this point, only outlines. And I'm just kind of coming around and erasing some smudges around the outer edge of my paper and fixing and tweaking. Alright, now that I have a nice clean contour drawing, I'm going to come back with my rubber eraser and fully erase the grid. We want to do this before we start shading. Now I'm not erasing the border going around the outside of my drawing, just the grid inside. And all of those numbers and letters. You may need to use your kneaded eraser to get in some of those smaller spots. Alright, nice clean drawing. Alright, next we are going to add a quote. And this should be a word, a phrase, a quote, or an expression that somehow talks about you as a person and the emotion that you're showing in this piece. Mine says, "Teaching is a work of heart," which I thought was super cute because I love teaching and the word art is in heart. So I'm using scissors to cut my quote down so I can really see the size. And I'm just going to try it out on my piece, see where it fits best. I actually like how it looks sideways and how it fits in that negative space next to my head. So next I'm going to take a piece of graphite and I'm going to cover the back of my quote in graphite. Alright, I'm going to lay that down on my drawing, exactly where I want the quote to be. I'm going to need to use a little tape to secure it to the paper. But masking tape is really sticky and it can tear your drawing paper. So you're going to take it and pull it on and off a piece of fabric like your sleeve or your jumper. This is called buffing the tape, so it made it a little less sticky by putting some of that sweater fuzz on it. I'm just going to do a little piece of tape at the top and the bottom, just to keep it from wiggling around during the transfer. So next I'm going to use a pen. I like to use a colored pen so I can see it easier. And I'm going to carefully trace around all of the edges of my quote. And something to think about is printing your quote in a gray instead of a black. It makes it a little easier for you to see your pen as you're transferring it. And the pressure of the point of my pen is going to push that graphite on the back onto my drawing paper and leave a graphite outline. So see, when I pull it off, now the quote is in pencil on my drawing. We will be using multiple colors on our portrait, so decide on a cutout or a slice or a shape to draw on top of your portrait that we will later change colors. I'm adding a large heart to go with my quote.